time, guys. All right. Guys, let's bring it in. So we are working from mount. All right. So we're going to first look how to get to the mount. A lot of our attacks from mount happen a little bit before you secure the position, because sometimes you solidify good mount. When people are a lot of times are very defensive or they put their frames in, it's a lot of times hard to attack, right? So a lot of times we want to already be set up for success before we even hit it, all right? So Keanu, coming in. Guys, so we are going to look, just as a review, how to pass reverse de la Riva. And then similar to what we did last week, we're going to look how to mount in a similar fashion, okay? So a lot of times, you know, when my training partner's on their back, my opponent's on their back, a lot of times I'm looking to put them on a hip, and then I'm looking to enter into a knee cut without this bottom leg hooking me in any way, right? So if it was just a regular hook, this is like half guard, just a regular hook. But if his shoelaces are right behind my hamstring, this is reverse de la Riva, okay? It's a very, very powerful guard. In no-gi, it's in a lot of ways much stronger than regular de la Riva. So regular de la Riva in no-gi is strong, but it's not too difficult for me to run away, and then it's going to be hard for my training partner to follow me. Whereas in reverse de la Riva, if I try to do the same thing, single leg me, okay? If I try to run away, he can follow up, all right? So that's one of the biggest differences. Also, in reverse de la Riva, all right, he can invert and he can attack my legs in a lot of different ways, which he can't do with regular de la Riva. Gi is a different story. Gi, he's going to have a lot of mechanisms to tie me up. So no gi, this is going to be very strong, all right? So I'm going to enter into a knee cut, but I was a little bit high. He did a good job. He trapped me, okay? So as I'm coming in, Keanu goes at it and he traps me just like this, right? So first thing is, my foot cannot be past his hips. If my foot is close to his shoulder, it's going to be very easy for him to grab it or to spin underneath and do a lot of different things to me. So I need to have my foot below the level of his hips. So just like this. Now, initially, I have a pushing grip. But if I push Keanu's leg, I'm actually helping him being balled up, all right? So I don't want this. What I actually want to do is I want to spread Keanu apart. So for that reason, instead of having my hand like this, I'm going to take an inverse grip and I'm going to do this to his leg. So it's not going to be like full, but this is going to be enough to stop a little bit of his inversion. Now, to flatten him out even more, I'm going to post on his shoulder, and I'm going to try to create a big separation here that I'm later going to take advantage of and use that to mount on him. Now I'm going to take my knee, I'm going to bring it right over his bicep, I'm going to sit onto his shoulder, and I'm going to take my foot out, and I'm going to high step and take it out all the way, right? Keanu is going to be framing on my lat just like this. So same as we did last week, I'm going to go tricep on tricep, and I'm going to sink nice and low on him. If his hand is here, it's okay. A lot of times he's going to take this hand out, but again, you want to be parking high in the sternum so it's hard for him to bridge. Now I'm going to pull his knees towards myself, and I'm going to step over my own hand. This is variation number one. Variation number two, if you're flexible, if you're smaller, you can grab your own foot, and you can place it in the perfect spot. Now, last week, we were doing like a big brother. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to turn into him, and we're going to flick our wrist right underneath the neck. All right, so we're going to go straight for the arm triangle. The biggest error here, guys, is going to be this gap between our two heads. So immediately what I want to do is I want to make my head touch Keanu's head. One of the best things he can do is talk on the phone. Or that's even better. Yeah, he can bring this in, or he can talk on the phone, and now it's going to be very hard for me to finish him. So what I want to do is I want to go head to head just like this, so it makes it hard for him to talk on the phone, or impossible for him to bring his elbow in front of me. From here, a lot of times there's going to be a little gap right over here. So what you want to do is you want to push the tricep, and you want to pinky walk and get your bicep flush to the person's head. Okay, now I'm going to make a nice tight gable grip. I'm going to post my elbow on the floor because he may be trying to bridge me over. I'm going to bring my hips low and windshield wiper my foot onto his hips. From here, I'm going to sprawl the second leg out, and I'm going to turn into Keanu, and he's going to tap when I melt into him, causing the choke to come in. All right? So again, I'm looking to pass his guard, very realistic. I'm coming in, and now he caught me in the reverse de la Riva. So immediately, I'm taking a step back, and I'm doing an inverse grip, okay? I want to spread him apart. Now, Keanu, spin underneath me. Okay, it's going to look like this. When I'm ready, I'm going to bring my knee over his bicep. I'm going to start to bring my elbow down onto his ribs, and I'm going to high step and take my foot out, okay? From here, I'm going to pull his legs towards me, step over. Now, when I'm going to mount, at this moment, look, I'm going to flick my wrist underneath his neck, okay? From here, immediately I go here so he doesn't do that. If he talks on the phone, we have ways to go against it, but I would rather not deal with that. Okay, so right away, head to head, push, and walk to make sure my bicep is flush on his neck. Good gable grip, open the elbow, and watch. I windshield wiper, and I cinch into Keanu. I shouldn't even squeeze too much, and he should already be feeling the position. Okay, last time. Cool? That's pretty much the tempo you guys want to achieve. All right, let's go, guys. Guys, let's bring it in. Guys, so we have the YouTube channel. So we're going to do a pop quiz. Darren, you got chosen because it's your birthday yesterday. Come closer so you can get, so you can speak into the microphone. Okay. Everyone knows my wrestling. Everyone knows how good my wrestling is. Let's say I have Jason here. Jason's right over here. Guys, let's say I have a shot on him. Okay, I do a double. Let's go in the center more. So let's say I'm doing a shot on him. Should I go like this or should I go like this?
Second one.
The second one. Why?
So he doesn't guillotine you.
No, forget the guillotine exists. Forget it exists. Because look, let's say I'm driving. If I'm looking away from him, I can't really drive. Yes. If I look at him, I can drive him like a bull. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So this idea, using the head, is very important, guys. All right? And on arm triangles, everyone forgets it. Okay? Actually, Van, you know, a little bit of big head, you know, he did that years ago, using the head and turning the head in the arm triangle. This gives you like 25% more. Okay? It's very, very important. Plus, it makes it harder for the person to talk on the phone. So Keanu, bring it back in. All right? In the back looking confused. So he's here. Keanu's here. Guys, in the end game, look, when I'm doing my arm triangle, I don't want to be like this. I can squeeze here for all I want. Watch what happens to my head, guys. Here. He feels a lot of more pressure. But you want that from the beginning. If you want to be a little rude, for tournaments, it's okay. Class sometimes a little rude. Take your chin and put it on their cheek. Keanu, talk on the phone. Now look. He can tap even with one hand. All right? That's number one. Number two, the biggest issue, Darren, come over here, is when I'm here, okay, let's say everything here looks tight. Darren, take a finger and put it in the crook of my elbow.
Crook of your
that one, yeah. See that? It fits in there, all right? Fits in there. No good. So from here, take it out. You can take it out. Here, I squeeze. It's not going to happen. So what you need to do is you need to push, and look at this. Pinky walk all the way through. Because now, put a finger in there. Can't. And now, look. Just with my body alone, I'm able to choke my training partner. So make those two little adjustments, all right? It's going to make all the difference. Take your time. Keep the head secure so they can't move their arm, and then walk your fingers in, and then do the gable grip, then open up. Don't rush Mike with the gable grip like you did before, okay? Guys, lastly, people become very creative, all right? Like Ryan, gymnastics. Like, he can do here, he can do a backflip. Do a backflip, Keanu. See if you can do it. Yeah, people do this. Like Imanari, in one of his fights where he got caught in arm triangle, did that. People can take their foot, they put it in there. They can do a million different things, all right? So for that reason, keep your knee right on the hip. Because now, how is he going to do a backflip? How is he going to regard? How is he going to do anything? Like Mike asked, should I go perpendicular here? No, because then he can run away from me. Yeah, and then it's going to maybe loosen up. Maybe I'm going to have to do something else. Knee on the hip, forget about it. Everything is going to be nice and secure. Cool? Let's do the whole sequence. Just run through those details, guys, and then we're going to roll right after, all right? Let's go.